And as usual, I share the screen to show you presentation. This presentation was made by my colleague. So let's begin. Angular RxJS observables. RxJS is a library that based on reactive programming. It means that it helps us to and gives us an easier way to build our work with async actions and actions based on callbacks. Okay. Yes, as I said, it is a library. And if it is a library, you have to install it. Installation is made with use of this command. Nothing specific. And when you install it, you have to import everything from RxJS. Observables. In common, what it means. When we talk about observables, we should notice subscription. Look, if you got some magazines, for example, when magazine types its new article, if you want to read it, you have to subscribe to magazine, and you will get every time new articles from it. In such way, observables works. Observe. There is observer in observable observer. It is an object that has 3 methods: next, error, complete. Here it is. And observable in common is just the function which takes an observer and return another function. Return function is called observable. Is called when observable destroyed. You can destroy observable on unsubscribe and on complete. It's just common words. In a few slides, you will see the real example, and I think it will be more informatical. Yes, here it is. This is an observer, and as we said, it have to have 3 methods. One of them next, and this method emit our values. Yes, emit. In future, I will pay you attention to this word. I think that you know about it from React, or from Angular. And we can create observable with use of observable create function. It's common function for creation. And we've got this one. This is our observable. To use it, we have to subscribe to it. And this is next, this is error, and this is complete method. Next method called on every value. Error method called when error is occurred, and complete called when our observable finished. Demo. In common, observables looks something like this. They're iterable and have we can provide it as class and get source, and our source will be iterable object. Then we can have filter method, map method. These methods are also taken from library, but they're similar to this. And this is a custom implementation of how we can create it by our own. And when we subscribe, we got the value for next, error, and complete. It's for future. As we can see previously, we create our where it is. There it is. We create our observable with use of create, and this is common but not so widely used operation for creation. We have different of them. This is of emits a variable amount of values in a sequence and then emits complete identification. Here it is. We've got an object to start our observable, and for now this is just an object, and when we put it in operator of, we've got observable source. This is our observable, and our observable with subscribe method is our subscription. Also, we can create observable with use of from, but from takes iterable objects. It can be an array, string, and promise. And as a iterable object, something like maybe map, range. Range is method that creates our observable from start value. This is start value, and emits. If we can see here, when we run this code, we will get 10, 20, and 30. When we run this code, we will have 10, 11, 12, 13. It means that we set count here. Such count is amount of values that we would like to get starting from the start position. Interval. We can implement also with use of interval. It's something like set interval, and it means that every 2 seconds period, our period that we set here, we will get a value, but we will get value every time, and to stop it, we have to use another one operator, which calls take. Take its operator that work with our stream, since that goes, since that produced by our observable, we call stream. And pipe. Pipe is, you can think about it as about function that high order function that takes other functions and call them one by one. It means we create our observable with interval and then apply functions from this. And it will take only two values because 2 is here, and stop our interval. Throw error. If you know from promises, you can have resolve and reject, and can pass our error with throw to cache section. It is something similar here. We can throw the error with use of throw error operator. It immediately it's create an observable that emits no item to be to the observable, and immediately emits an error notification. I mean, that we got this section when we throw implement throw error. Empty. Empty. It is observable that create empty value and completes in time. It's great. It means that we've got in this section. And bigger font of this one. Yes, I think we could. But wait a minute, please. I've got a problem with my WebStorm because of this. I can't make it bigger. But I think, for example, I could do something like this. Here it is. Is it good for you? Okay. Where I stop? By the way, wait a minute, please. Empty. It means that it produces the only one value, and we've got with cache in this one question section with complete. Then never. Never is never will never end, and it doesn't produce anything. It's about this, that when we create an observer with this one, then we set timeout, and we return the function which will be implemented on complete, and on complete our set interval will be stopped, but until this one we will get the counts from 0 until we stop for every second. Error handling. This is for future. Let it be here. Okay. Of course, we need to handle errors during to our stream, and we have some methods for it. Focus here. The first one is cache error. As I said, when we throw error, we've got in subscriptions in error section of our subscription, but in such case our observable will finish with error. To avoid this one, we can use cache error. Here it is. We've created observable with throw error, and then in pipe we've put cache error. that will console our error, and with use of operator, we will return normal value, and we will complete our, we will get in this one question, in this one section, we will see save result, and then we will get in this section complete, because of produce only one value, and after it completes our stream. Next, retry. Sometimes we don't want to just catch errors. Sometimes we would like to try again. For example, if we fail our request, we would like to send another one, and with use, we can make it with use of retry operator. Again, we create our observable with use of observable create. And we've got our subscription that says that we will try to run our observable 2 more times. And because of our observable just emits values, emits errors, we will get 2 times loop, and then our observable will complete. Retry when it's more complex feature. Here it is, we create our observable that can give us another value, and that can give us error according to this flag. We will see fake server call when our observable will start, and then if our flag is true, it is true, we've got them and set flag to false. We've got another one observable, which we called ops. Also, new observable, observable is constructor, and constructor that looks like something like this. Yes. Sorry, it is difficult to manipulate with one screen. Here we go. We've got 2 observable, source and ops. The first one is the first one can emit errors and can emit success. The second one just will get the observer and will emit value from after 1000 milliseconds. To do this, we have to declare retry when in our pipe, and when error occurs, I mean, we got something like this, we will switch to another one observable that will produce any from after 1 second. And the last one, method for work with errors. On error resume next. It means that every time when error occurs, we switch to another observable. Here we try to send another value. And here we switch to plan B. We've got this one observable, and when we got error, we switch to this one. It seems. Okay, we start our observable. Then we will see object observable create. That then every second we will produce a new count with it, and on complete we will see observable destroyed, and clear our time interval. And we will unsubscribe from it after 4,500 seconds. RxJS operators and marbles. Marbles is a diagram that let us to understand observable operators in more easier way. Observable of, as it's shown here, it's produce only one value and completes. Yes, this line means that observable completes. Such things mean value of 1 and value 1. Observable from will produce different values from our array, and we have to delay them just not to let them be in one single place. We've got all three values, and then we will complete. Default empty, it means that we complete our observable with given value. Map. It's very similar to our map method in JavaScript. You see on income we have three values, 1, 2, and 3, and we make from them 10, 20, and 30. Filter. It's also similar to our filter of JavaScript. It says that value should be upper than 10, and we've got such income, and in outcome we see only 30, 22, and 60. Reduce. Reduce works not in such way as in JavaScript. If you remember, in JavaScript we can see the result in reduce in this section, the result of every of our operation. I mean, we make x plus y here, and in JavaScript we will see 1, 3, 5, etc. But reduce in RxJS, wait until it pass all values, and only after that apply operation to them, and on our income we've got 15, and we complete our stream. Scan. Scan similar to reduce in our JavaScript. Yes, you can see every iteration value here. 1 and 1, then plus 2 we've got 3, then plus 3 we've got 6, and in such a case. count operator. It's something like filter, but it waits for all our stream. It waits until our stream will end, and then it count items. You can see 3 here by given by the given operation. We have to know how many values we've got upper than 10, and here it is 30, 22, and 60, and we've got 3 on the outcome. Max, it also and then it completes the stream with a single value. Max is it also similar to this, but it get the highest value that we need. It is 60, and we complete our stream. Plug. It's interesting thing. I mean, we've got objects here, and object got property A. We put property and we can call it K. Yes, K A and value 1. We've put K property that we want to get the value of it, K, and it return us only asked values. Delay. It just, as from the name, it just delay the call, delay our stream. We've got 1 in this timeline, but we've got it in outcome in this timeline. Promises and observables. They both let us work with async operations, but in different ways. What is the differences? Let's imagine that we have a promise that we got from new promise, and it will be resolved with promise result. And we've got source, our observable created by observable create, and it will emit, it will get next observable result. What we will see? Create promise, yes, and nothing more. Why? Because in promises in this section, we can see the code in time. But to see something here, we have to subscribe to our observable. I will pay your attention to this. Here it is, subscribe. That's what I mean. And in such case, we will see create promise, yes, here, because it is sync inside new promise. Then we will get create observable. We've got it from here, and it will not wait. Let me explain one more time. We've got promise, and we call it here before our observable. And we've got observable that we call with use of subscribe. What we see? We see create promise from here because it is sync operation. And then we've got create observable and handle observable result. Create observable from here and handle observable result from here. But our observable comes after our promise. And just after that, we will have promise result that we've got from here. It means that observable will not waiting for something for some async operation. It will be implemented immediately as soon as we subscribe to it. And one more thing about observable and promises. Here's the same example, yes, and here we also call in the same order, but we call it twice. Yes, we call twice promise and we call twice observable. What we will see? Promise from here, yes, create observable from here. Handle observable result from here, it comes after it. Then we've got another one, create observable, that comes from here. And handle observable result that comes from here, but after this one. After that, we will get handle promise result, comes from here, and another handle promise result comes from here. Every time we make subscription, promise share its value among everyone, but every time we make subscription, we set subscribe, we create a new one, observable. Let's make a sum of what we've got for the current moment. Yes, we can create observable with use of observable.create and new observable. We have to provide an observer with 3 methods: next, error, complete. Observable will end, will finish on error and will finish on complete, and will finish on unsubscribe. We can unsubscribe from our subscription. Subscription, this is observable.subscribe. To run observable, we have to subscribe to it. And in subscribe, we can, now maybe I find, wait a minute. In subscribe, we have to declare what we will do on next, what we will do on error, and what we will do on complete. But we don't need to write all of them each time. We just can set it in such way, for example, and we will handle only next values. Is it also we have some operators to work with errors, to handle errors, some operators to modify our stream and values of our stream, and we have some operators with use of which we can create observable in such operator as of, from, and so on. We've got some questions for this time. Okay, I think that there are no questions. Observable do nothing until one at least one will subscribe. Promise run and create only once, then it use previously obtained result. And observer will create a producer for each subscription. Observable combination. All methods that we see previously are methods to work with stream. They are rather simple, but sometimes, by the way, did you understand what I mean when I say stream? Good, thank you. But sometimes we have to use different streams and combine them. Yes, couple of actions, one after another, something in this way. And sometimes we have to combine our observables. For this matter, we have some operators. First of them, concat. Here on marble diagram, we have two observable, this one and this one. And when we use concat, it means that we got the result observable in which our previous observables will go one by one. This for the first and this after him. Here it is. We've created observable from with use of create operator. First observable, and then we create second observable with use of create operator. We concat them first and second and subscribe value, and we will get 15 and 30. The main thing here that concat subscribe to observables in order as previous completes. Here we create observable with uses set timeout that will give us the value after 50 milliseconds, and this one after 500 milliseconds, and this after 200 milliseconds. But with concat, we will wait for this one complete, and then this one. It will not see on speed of our observables. Merge. As you can see from marble diagram, as if we have some values, it just merge our observables. This value comes from first observable, and this comes here. It will not wait for complete of observable, and it will not save the order of them. It means that merge turn multiple observables into a single observable. And here it is. We got first observable and we got second, and we set first one and then second, but on the output we will see 20 milliseconds and 200 milliseconds and 500 milliseconds. But this comes second and comes first because it's more faster. Zip. It takes our observables in a such way, in pairs. It returns an array, and in array we've got pair of values of our observable. Here 1 come first, and here A come first, and on the output we will have 1a. Here 2 come second and b comes second, and we have 2b. But look, we have 5 items here and 4 items here. And on our output, we will have only 4 items. This will we will not produce. Here it is. We again we have next function in which we pass our observer with method next and complete. On next, we will let me show better in such way. On next, we will handle item observable create. I think how to better explain. We've got A from this one that we've put in our zip, and we also put in our zip B. That just be emitted. But here, as you see, 3 and 4, it's amount of emitted values like here. It means that in our B observable, we will have only 4 values, and in our A observable, 3 values. And one more thing. We set milliseconds here and here, and these values will emitted earlier than values from this observable. But in zip, we will wait for both, and only then we will provide the result. If you pay attention to this one, you can see that 1 comes earlier than A, but result value we've got only when we've got A. Okay, this is about this pair we've got next on complete. Not on complete, sorry. This is handle for our next, and we say that in our next we have label. Label is A. I is count, and we've got 0 for the first value because our start value is 0. B, it's value from second observable, and we've got it here. And 0, it's also item. And here we go. But we don't pass our 4 element. Yes, we can see only 3 of them here. Combine latest. Combine latest is similar to zip, but with one specific case. We concat. We've got our on output first pairs from first observable and second, and then second and first. Yes, here it means that something like neighbors. Previous one and next one. Previous one and next one, and next one. Also, they emitted when they are ready. We've got one here, but output value only here when the second comes. And when from first observable, we got second value, which value is 2. Second item, which value is 2. We've put in our output combination from second observable and first observable. And one more thing about combine latest, that they pass all the values. Yes, we can see that here with our second observable stop to emit values items, but this one continue, and we have pairs for D with second z with 2 that comes from here, with 3 that comes from here, with 4 that comes from here, and with 5 that comes from here. In such case, every value will be passed. Here is here's the example. Again, our next function, which consists of which takes as arguments label here, count here, here, and interval here. It is almost the same as on the previous slide, and our A and B observables also the same. The only difference here, combine latest A and B, and produced values are next. A0, 0 with B1, A0 with B2, A0 with B3. Why? Because if you pay attention for this one, it comes for 500 milliseconds, and this comes for 200 milliseconds, and it looks like this part. Yes, when we put A here, because our B is faster, for this time we've got two values, 1 and 0 from our B. Fork join. I think that will be more understandable for you if you will think about this as about promise all. It works in similar way. When all observables complete, this and this one, it emits the last emitted value from each. It waits from for all observables completion, and then here timelines. Yes, first complete, first complete, third complete, second complete. Second is the latest, and on the second, we've got values for all of these observables, but the latest values E, 4, and G. Here it is. The same function, the same observables. For join AB. For this time, we've got only A2 and B3. From event. You all know such things as mouse event, for example, clicks and etc. We can create observables from them. Not only from click, also from key up, key down, and for example, when you type something in your search input, and you want to get values from backend for it, you can create from event from key down and create an observable from it and pass to get values. This sign, it means that this stream, yes, it's the common naming for observables. Pipe as you know from here, as you know already, it's something like function that takes something like high order function that takes an asset and implements them. But what you can see here, switch map. It stop the previous observable and send the new one. For example, when we've got an input for search and we want to pass value to backend, it will be not good practice to send every keystroke. For example, here we pass value every 3 seconds. It means that we start our observable with clicking, don't know, maybe key down, something like this. And when 3 minutes it will be complete, it will map to server response. But switch map stop our previous call. For example, when we make calls with use of switch map, we make one call, don't get an answer for it, and send another one with switch map. We will not get the result of first one. In such way, it's we implement observable from clicking our page, I don't know, document, and we click one time and it sends a response. But then we began to click 3 times, and 3 times it's called here, but the result will be just 1. Start with. For example, here, if we set start with, we will set initial value from which our stream will start. It means we can set here start with 1, and we can see here 1 and set server and this. Subject. Before subject, I would like to tell you one more thing about observables. Look, when we create observable with use of from event, we just subscribe to events. Yes. For example, we can click our page several times and then subscribe with from event, but we cannot influence to event clicking. We don't produce them with our observable. It means that we just listen to them. When we create observable with use of or from operator, we create observable, run them, and complete them. It called observables. But when we create with from event, we just subscribe to something. And this is hot observable that don't start with our help and finish and don't finish with our help. They just exist and we just listen to them. Subject. subject is observer and observable at once. We can subscribe to subject. We can modify our stream of our subject with use of pipe. Plus, we can emit values and errors and complete. Here it is. It creates like new subject. It's constructor. Then we subscribe to it, and on our subject we can subscribe to our subject, and on our subject we can call next, and we can call complete. And what we will see in such way, we will see first next. Yes, okay. First next comes from here. Yes, I can comes from here, from our next value. This is handler for our observable, and this is our observable. Then we see first complete, but for second one we don't see second next, we just see second complete. Why? Because we subscribed to our subject just after it was completed. If we subscribe here, for example, we will see when we subscribe here and then call next and complete, we can see the result. But when we do something after complete, we just see the complete operator, this one. Behavior subject. It's a kind of subject that has initial value. This value will be given before the value from method next. Here it is. For example, we also create our subject with use of constructor. For this time, this behavior subject, and provide it with default value. We can't create a behavior subject without default value. Then we got the same handler. We pass next value and complete, and then subscribe again. As we can see, as we can understand from previous, when we subscribe to completed subject, we see just second complete because we handle just our complete. This is also as in previous one. We've got next from here and complete first from here. But difference is here. Default value. It comes from here. And it passed before our next values. Reply subject. It creates like simple subject, but it have difference. It can replay our values. You can see here, random, let it be. Random mass, it means that value from this will be something like unique. Yes, you can't say that every time it will be 43, but here we can see 43. Why? Because our reply subject reply our value. We can subscribe, handle our subscription, set next, and set complete, and subscribe after completion. In such case, if it reply subject, we will see the first value. By the way, reply subject let us see such amount of values as we wish. not only the latest one. Async subject. Yes, also create subject, also from constructor. Subscribe and make handle for all subscriptions. Call next 2 times and complete, and then subscribes once again. In such case, we will see only the latest value. First with the latest and second with the latest. That was what async subject about. Here is the useful links for you. I will provide you in Teams. And one more thing. This. Every of you already get in touch with subjects. I mean, okay, event meter. Oh, it was misspelled with 2T. Event emitter is also our subject. Yes, as you can see from here, it extends from subject. And emit, it's something like next. And you also can subscribe on it. And it means that you also can use pipe. I mean dot pipe on it. Dot pipe to modify string. Is it asynchronous? Yes, it's something like this. Let me check one thing. Is it everything that I want to tell you today? This is everything. Maybe you've got some questions. Yes, for sure. Wait a minute, please. Here it is. Maybe you've got some questions. It's hard just for first view. I think you will you will understand it in a good way if you practice in a practice on your home tasks. Okay, if you have no questions, I wish you a good evening and thank you for being here. Bye.